A year after being projected to be the Chiefs' #1 receiver and a month after reports of Kadarius Toney being utilized all over the field, Toney currently finds himself on the roster bubble. Injuries being the main hindrance for him throughout his career. Andy Reid had answered several questions about Toney this past week, with his answers consistently coming back to one thing: Toney needing to stay healthy. So Andy Reid on Kadarius Toney this week at a press conference. I mean, you want to be there every day. Anytime you miss, especially during install days, you're missing a load there. He's got to take care of what he's got and get himself back out there when he can. He was out there today working. It's just consistency. It's just a matter of that. And with the competition, I tell all of them, the wide receivers, that there's a ton of competition, and you've got to be on your game with that. JD, Coach speak. Does this sound, because this is what a lot of people are taking this as to be like Andy Reid's kind of at his wit's end with Kadarius Toney. Does that sound like a coach becoming worn thin with KT constantly struggling to be available?
No, it's just he understands, what he's dealing with, and he understands that Kadarius Toney is frustrated, and it's just a frustrating scenario altogether. To be honest with you, case in point, we were talking talent, right? Kadarius Toney has a ton of talent. He has a ton of talent. We understand that. Most talented wide receiver, they said, on the team, as far as the versatility, what he can do, right? But his body and the injuries keep piling up that it won't allow him to show and display what he can actually do. And so that's the frustration that Andy has. That's the frustration we have, with him. That's the frustration that he's seeing when he has to, dodge questions about his health and, what is his hip like and all the, those different things. And a guy can, man, I'm telling you, like a dark cloud over a guy, because he just continues to get injured over in injury. Okay. And the injury bug hits you, man. That's real in the NFL. And sometimes teams just, they tend to start, moving away from you, sloughing away from you somewhat, because they like, he can't stay on the field. That's the only bad thing. Oh, he's fast. Sure, he can run any route. He can do anything you put him out there, but he can't remain healthy. And so I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the whole scenario. And Andy is just showing his frustration. I think he's at wit's end with the whole scenario, the whole getting hurt thing. Okay, not at him. It's no fault of his own. It's just it's a bad deal, man. Bad juju right now as far as those things going on. And so, like I said, man, I really feel for him. I really do, because I wanted to see Kadarius Toney kind of come out and prove people wrong because of his talent that he has. If he could play an entire season and just let things go, where he didn't get hurt, man, you'll see a whole different guy. You will see a whole different guy, man. And take it from somebody, because I told people, look, I had injuries in my career, in times when you miss, it's devastating mentally to deal with those things, because your body can't do what you want it to do, and so going to the training room, because you hate seeing those guys. I don't want to see the trainers all the time, or the doctors. Those are the people you don't want to get to know, Marcus. You know what I mean? You don't want to get to know those guys on a first name basis. And hey, see you later. I'll see you in the morning. No, I don't. Look, hey, I hope I don't see you guys ever again. That's what you tell them, right? So I just feel bad for him. I really do. So, man, we just keep trying to, man, lift him up. KT coming at it. Hopefully, man, you just make a speedy recovery. Just, this whole injury thing just gets past him. But I know Andy's he's frustrated. Not frustrated with Kadarius Toney, just the whole situation in itself.
Someone asked a question on our YouTube channel earlier. Why is he always having lower leg injuries? Is the way he runs? I mean, he does actually run. He's a violent runner. When he does run, I mean, I don't know if it's. Do you see something in his gait? I mean, is there something that the way he runs that can kind of contribute to this? The ankle injuries, the back injuries, the different varieties of things that he's had over the years.
Yeah, he plants his foot violently to get in and out of the break. That's why he's so, because he could cut on a dime. And so that's why he's so talented, because he can make those cuts. He can athletically do a lot that a lot of people just can't do out there. But it comes with consequences, right? He can't control that. And so that's where the injuries come in. And so what happens is accumulation of things, because once you hurt one leg, your other leg compensates for it, or your back compensates for it. Your hip, like all those different things happen, man. And like I said, I'm with my back and my leg. I understand the compensation, how it goes to the other parts of your body, because you're just trying to adjust. You're just trying to get to a place where you're comfortable because you just want to keep showing what you can do. And so I think that's it. I know about time said Tony showed a lack of uh, effort, though, almost like he doesn't take it seriously. I don't think it's what it is. I think he was just kind of frustrated. I think it is the frustration just setting in. Because he's been done with it. He's been done with that. God, how come my body's not working the way it's working? And so ankle, knee, back, right? Little nicks here and there, and you got to sit out for a couple of days. That's tough. That'll turn anybody's attitude off. And so everybody can relate to this. If you ever know somebody who has been hurt, who deals with pain in their life, okay, or nagging injury at times, sometimes people, because of the injuries that they deal with, are not happy. It's just not happy people, man, because it just weighs on you mentally. And that's something that you have to deal with psychologically. It can be devastating. And so now go put the pressure on that everybody wants to see you. And if they don't see you, they call you out for it. And they say that you don't look like you dedicated, or it looks like you're not, confident in all the things that you do, and you don't care about things.
Yeah, it's just bad luck sometimes. I mean, it's what it comes down to. It's not, no fault of his own. It's just bad luck sometimes.
No fault of his own. Right. No fault of his own.
It's also too, and I think he played through the ankle injury that he had, and he didn't tell the trainers 2 days after the fact that he was dealing with some kind of ankle thing. I mean, he's trying to play through it because I think he knows that. I mean, this is not life or death, but this is business, and he could be gone. So he's trying to play through these injuries to have a job.
Man, can you imagine that? You're hurting, and you just trying to hide it so they don't take you out. No, go ahead, sit you down. I remember when they showed that video when Pat was going to be taken out. I guess he had gotten hit, or no, his against Jacksonville, and his leg, and then Bieniemy and those guys had to come to him. He's like, "Man, I'm good. I'll get a scan later, to look at it, see if it's broke. I'm good, man. I'm good." And so you hear everybody else talking about it, but in Pat's mind, he's like, "Man, y'all leave me alone. I can make it. Let me do it." And he just didn't want to get off the field. So if you're a competitor, and it's natural for you to show that type of fire. It's natural for you to show that type of, frustration. So.
Yeah, and also too, it was hard. We talk about compensation and stuff. When you have one injury and they could compensate and overcompensate, that you hurt something else. I know when KD had the Achilles injury earlier on that season, he had a calf injury in that same leg, and what happened when he hurt his Achilles later on? Because he was overcompensating, put more pressure on the Achilles.
Which y'all said, that little boy was dropping F-bombs all over the coast, no question about it. He sure was. That joker was frustrated because he knew if they go look at this thing, you're gonna pull him out of the game. That's not one thing he didn't want to do. Man, I seen Andre Brown said, "I hope he's not a version of Sam Boyd." Man, please don't say Sam Boyd. Sam Boyd, I see Sam Boyd. Sam Boyd actually lives in Kentucky, so I see Sam Boyd every once in a while.
Oh wow!
But man, yeah, Andre Brown, that's a good name. A lot of people don't know that name. I know Sam Boyd. Yeah.
But I hope that Kadarius can maybe hopefully plays this weekend. We get to see him a little bit because it was promising to see the start of training camp of him finally getting a little bit of running back reps, getting back to what he was doing in college. And then for that to take kind of a turn for the worst, now that he might be on the bubble, not making the team, it's a weird 360 how this whole training camp's kind of played out for him with his injuries and whatnot.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.